Okay, exciting episode. We've got an interview with Andrew Klinkhammer, improv actor. He's started a brand before and he's host of a podcast. So that'll be at the end of this episode. Looking forward to that. But I begin with, are we headed towards World War III? I mean, look, that wasn't in our lifetime, right? If you're kind of paying attention, there's troops going to Ukraine and what is going on? I don't like paying attention to politics, but I feel like I have to every time as I get older. Could this possibly be, as long as we're not getting drafted, right? We're all good.
I think we're too old to be drafted.
Really? I have flat feet too, so I'm fucking.
Dude, Gen Z would throw a fit if they got drafted.
Bro, they'd just be like, nah.
They'd be out on the battlefield making TikToks.
Yeah. Literally.
Maybe hitting the renegade and then a fucking would just come in and just...
We'd be so fucked on the battlefield if they.
Yeah, imagine if like Bryce Hall got drafted.
I'm not a fighter.
It all got real though. Like a coworker of mine, just like he's new to the job and everything, and within 2 weeks he's gone due to like Call of Duty.
Jesus Christ!
Really?
Yeah, I can't even, like, people are, we're starting to fly out east. We're putting troops out there. What's interesting is like Putin is flexing, right? You know, like he's just flexing. We could all, I guess, appreciate that. But what's weird is how Germany is being eerily quiet. And it's like, what if it's China, Germany, and Russia, the new East, while we're hopefully still dominating the West? With our TikTokers.
Dude, I haven't been paying attention to this at all. You're kind of scared of me.
Bro, I'm telling you, just pull up the New York Times the past 2 weeks. Like I don't know what it is. It's just get the New York Times newsletter in your email inbox every morning. And like, I knew more shit than my father-in-law about the Israeli crisis when bombs were dropping. And he's like, huh? I'm like, yeah, did you see there was bombs everywhere? It's like, yeah, it's fucked up. But Biden did possibly do the coolest thing he's ever done as president when they picked up him on that hot mic, calling someone a fucking moron or whatever.
Called him a stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, there you go. Who is Neil Young?
Neil Young.
He sings.
Singer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Man.
Like he was trending for the last couple of days. He is trying to. Okay, so explain to me Neil Young, because he is threatening to take his music off of Spotify unless he is basically boycotting his music until they get Joe Rogan off. And is there any way? I just asked who Neil Young was. You think Spotify is even taking that call?
Well, did you?
No, go ahead.
Sorry. Did you see that they Spotify updated them? They reached out and I guess they were like, sorry, but we'll take your songs off.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. So they were just like, yeah, I think we're good.
You know, it's all hearsay. That's what I read before I left work today. But I was like, oof, like, yeah, that's going to get a little heated quick too.
He's more like all our parents know for sure who he is.
Yeah.
So like,
he's got some bangers.
He's older,
maybe if like Drake was like, I'm taking my music off Spotify.
Like, what would it take? You know,
it's not the 1970s anymore. So.
Will Huddy. You know what? I'm no longer making singles for you guys. We were talking later with Andrew Klinkhammer about boomers, and we kind of mentioned like, you know, how odd it was that they're like, hey, don't post anything on your Facebook page. We're gonna see that shit. You know, that's too much cleavage. That's why you're using swear words. And it got me thinking. Well, first of all, it's like now we need to be proficient in social media just to do fucking anything. So thanks for, you know, hindering us there. But what were some other things that boomers they're just like crazy, you know, they're sticklers about that were like, really?
I was going to say it's crazy. Like growing up when I was in like middle school, my parents were like so protective, like didn't allow me to get a Facebook. Thought like if you got a Facebook as a kid, you were gonna get molested or some shit, or you're never gonna get a job because of something.
Oh, you'll never get a job. Now you need a job.
And now boomers are the only ones who post on Facebook.
Literally,
it just did a complete 180.
It's your dad with the bad luck Brian fucking memes.
Yeah.
Something that I was like, the whole drug topic. So meeting so many friends and families that like the families that come out here from friends I've met here, and they're just like, oh yeah, like, you know, like should we go to the pot shop and all this stuff? And I'm like,
they're afraid. They're opening the door like, what is this wonderland?
Yeah, and I'm like, you guys were so against this, and now look at you all getting your THC to go to bed or whatever your excuse is. Like,
just one gummy. Marijuana was on my list. Swearing.
My God.
Really, it's like, come on.
Well, my mom still doesn't like when I swear around her, so I try not to. But like,
it's like, what?
It's like, come on, everyone fucking swears. Like,
I know. I mean, shit. It's just it's second nature. I don't get why it was the big. Don't use the Lord's name in vain. All right, sorry about that. That's my fault. Sex before marriage. What happened there? No. That I thought that was a big boomer thing.
I would say kind of just off with like you have to. Like I did go to college and got a job. Like you have to get a job and save money.
You're not going to
like,
college.
Dude,
how dare you? Yeah.
All these adults, it's like you've worked for 40 years and are just fucking miserable. Like, shut up. Like
to save money.
You need a savings account.
Like, don't go on that trip and save your money. It's like, dude, no one wants to die fucking 40, like 80 and bored. Like,
well, and that brings up like the serious topic of look how much aware we are to like mental health now. Where
boomers were not here for shut up about your feelings. You know? Like, you can't cry. You're a man. It's like what? Okay. Yeah. No, seriously, it is interesting. It's just generational. Those were my main three there. But boomers, who you gotta love them. Bill Hader and Anna Kendrick are secretly dating.
Yeah, that pissed me off. That's like my celebrity crush.
Where has she been since Pitch Perfect? That's your celebrity crush, really.
One of them. I mean, she kind of flies under the radar.
She does.
So under the radar that no one knew she was dating Bill Hader for a year.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's been, though, but she deserves more spotlight and more roles. She killed Pitch Perfect.
Yeah. And she's pretty funny, and Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates.
Yes.
That's right. That is good.
Yeah. Was that her most recent role?
That's the most recent one I remember.
Yeah.
Hopefully she just got her bag and like made some investments and is living off that, because I like Bill Hader a lot too. But
when is Barry coming back? Like, that's critically acclaimed show. It's been quite a while, I feel like.
I never watched that show.
I watched season 1. It was good.
Yeah, I checked out a couple episodes, but I heard it gets better. Have you guys seen Trainwreck? It's like mixed reviews, but I hear it's like a feel good, like it's something that you enjoy. But I've also heard people say, "Yeah, it sucks." The one with LeBron in it,
and Amy Schumer,
it was terrible.
Anything Amy Schumer's attached to, you can count me not even checking it out. I think she's the least funny person ever. But that's besides
really.
There was a movie kind of similar to it, The Big Sick, which that Indian dude that's super funny who was in Silicon Valley, and now he's super popular. I don't know his name. God, you know him if you see him, but like I don't know his. Yeah, Alex, go ahead and share your screen and enlighten us here.
So, what'd you say he was in?
He's in The Big Sick. Type in The Big Sick. Which was like, it's funny, like Ray Romano's in it. It's like it's a funny movie, but it's dark and it like tugs at you, and then it like wraps it all around. It's crazy. Here we go, and we will hopefully have that rundown for it. Yeah, there was no way in hell I was getting that name.
Oh, that dude,
right? First one.
Oh, dude, there's Judd Apatow.
Yeah, he's ripped.
He's ripped.
Wow.
Yeah, like that was I think he's a Marvel character now. So he like, how does that, everyone's getting in shape for a movie. Send me that workout plan. Stop hogging it for Hollywood.
You can look up Chris Pratt's when he went from being like the big dude on Parks and Rec to go into being a superhero. His workout regimen was fucking insane, but he lost like 60 pounds.
It's cool as hell when you do get to see what those guys, or not just guys, all the actors and actresses that like go through major body transformations.
Right. Brendan, did you enjoy this news that the Walmart Yodel kit has resurfaced and has been working for Subway the last 2 years?
Yes, I've been watching his TikToks, but I think that might be like a publicity thing for Subway.
Yeah, I mean that'd be a heady play.
Dude, his song's viral right now on TikTok, and it's pretty.
Yeah, and his song that's viral right now came out in like 2019, and people are like just now discovering it.
Isn't it Famous for Love or Famous for Loving You or something?
It's a different. That's the other one. It's like I was holding on the doors.
Yeah.
What was the yodel? I mean, we got to bring back the yodel from the beginning where it all started.
That was a great time when the yodel kid got famous.
Yeah. Now he's just been whipping up Subways.
The first time I ever saw that video, I was fucking weak. Yeah. I was like, what is this kid doing?
Dude, they sampled Big Booty Mix, the two friends, they sampled one of his songs, and it's actually a banger part of one of their
and he got on the Old Town Road by Lil Nas X remix too.
Oh wow, really?
With Young Thug and Billy Ray Cyrus.
That's right.
Also a great time.
Yeah, but it's good to see that he's really staying grounded working at Subway. He probably got a bag after he blew up and was Yodel Kid.
Dude, he was like traveling for concerts. I'm pretty sure. Like he was headlining.
My theory, if it's not a publicity stunt, is that since he lives with his old ass grandparents that are like Tennesseans, maybe they're like protecting his bag, and they're like, "You're gonna work, son, and then you'll get it when you're like 18."
Oh yeah, and they're just like, "Hey, all right, $12, here you go. We're gonna hold on."
But then when he's like, when he's 18 or they pass away, he gets it. He gets it all. It's my theory.
Or the dude just like stacking meat. Brian Laundrie claims responsibility for death in notebook found by his remains. What remains are they? Are we still doing this? This was kind of it snuck out in the middle of the week. Is it the end? Are we going to take kind of, what if his parents just wrote that just so it clears his name or whatever? I'm still putting the conspiracy tinfoil hat on, but that was kind of, was it closure? Was it some form of closure for Gabby Petito's family?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really paid attention to it that much at all, but it very well could be like the media, I don't know, some sort of plant or making it up. I feel like, like how could they just now find that after?
Right, and why wouldn't that be a huge clue that we would, hear right away? Wait a second.
Like how
that was misspelled.
How are they just now finding his notebook?
Which was next to his remains.
Yeah, or just now reading it.
Well, look.
Right, yeah. Something's not adding up there.
Yeah, I don't understand. But that, again, it's just like you let some time pass and then you slip in something that you hope people will somewhat accept. And then they'll move on. Will you guys accept this? Any life to this Long John Silver's conspiracy that there's a secret society of people just keeping the chain alive? People filmed themselves going into a Long John Silver's and there was absolutely nobody in there. Just like, and I was looking it up. I'm like, okay, we should test this out. You guys look if there's one I want to see if you guys go to one in Dallas and how the Long John Silver's is popping in there. Or if it is just the only person I know who's ever been to one is Brendan.
I was going to say, I used to go there quite a bit.
I'm pretty sure Zakru is keeping them in business right now in St. Louis. I think he still goes.
We don't even have one. There's one in the Mall of America. So, maybe that one.
So there's one apparently 8 miles from us. So we'll have to go check it out and see what kind of business they're getting.
Yeah, check it out. If it's funny, if there's anything worth it there, feel free to take some of that. And if it's not, hey, you get your favorite meal, Brendan.
Yes.
What do you get there? What's your
usually like some fucking fried shrimp and some hush puppies, some, I don't even remember, but I do know I get those two things. It's been a long time since I've been to a Long John Silver's.
I know. It's been a long time for everyone, it seems. How's that are still here, I guess.
I need to find the secret society and join them so I can go.
Yeah. You're not letting us know. It came out that guy, first of all, Chiefs Bills, one of the greatest games ever, if you watch that.
Ever,
100%. And the fan that ran on the field and got decked by Stephon Diggs apparently ran on the field for $1,000. Bro. Yeah. Come on, $1,000
Bro,
Your
that
bail
whole
is going to be way more than that.
Clearing that ticket is going to cost way more than that.
Like what would it would probably be $1 million for me. Maybe you could start talking to me at 100K.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
depending on how you. Oh yeah, that's right. You do get banned. But I was going to say, depending on what if I knew it was like, all right, it's going to be a ticket, it's going to cost $5,000 and it'll be off my record, I would do it for 50K for sure.
Dude, I'm pretty sure the fine on a national game like that is 25K.
Dude, that dude's an idiot.
Remember those girls that did it that went viral, I don't know, a year or two ago?
Wait, are you talking about Julia Rose behind home plate during the World Series?
Is that I don't know if that was it or not, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around that time. Maybe it was that.
Where they were flashing the camera and got banned?
I think so. I just remember there was some other fan and it kind of went public. Like they were talking about it on their social media and stuff. And it's like, yeah, they got a $25,000 fine, banned from all these games. Like, I don't know. It's just, I agree. It'd have to be a good 100, 200K before I'm like, okay,
you get decked by a football player. I mean, and then you fucking spend the night in jail, which is, God, it's not the end of the world, but it's not it's definitely not $1,000 worth.
Maybe, yeah, I would do it for an amount of money if I was visiting the city to go to that game. If I got banned and I'm never gonna go
your
back.
Hometown team,
that's an idiot. Yeah,
and the dude, he didn't seem like the smartest chap by the video, but
I also had a problem with dude, do that at the beginning or something, not in the most vital part of the game.
And how did he get down there? What, he was like, should I do it? Okay, and then he just ran downstairs, and all of a sudden he's on the field. They were in the fucking nosebleeds.
Yeah, there's 2 minutes left. It's this is fucking important. Come on.
Yeah.
It helped the Chiefs fans. The SAT will be fully online in 2024. It's got a few rest in pieces. Rest in peace, Scantrons. Rest in peace, the pencil, honestly. I mean, that's going to go next. Rest in peace, the pencil sharpener in the wall at school. People are never going to have to flex their outfits ever again. Pens. I mean, we're just going to have tablets again. Then RIP school. We'll just be going to the metaverse.
So do you think it's going to be easier or harder for kids to cheat now?
It's going to be harder because the adults are going to be technologically more savvy. Sorry, Jack.
They also, just to add on that, they also said that it's going to be easier now for some reason
to cheat. Well, I mean, it's just
the SAT in general.
Oh, wow.
They're going to make it a little bit easier.
Well, yeah, because you don't have to fuck it. Oh, you're saying they're going to make it easier. I mean, the time it would take you to try, and then you have anxiety about scratching in that bubble for your God forbid if you put the wrong bubble and you had to erase it,
Yeah. That big ass eraser you always had to have when you took an SAT.
It just smudges your entire teacher's like, what the fuck we can't use this. Fuck. Wait, did you guys, we were all, SAT's a big kind of coastal thing. Did you guys take the SAT?
We took ACT.
Right. Same for me. The scores are all whacked there too. But it's just, everything's online, just like at school. We had laptops in college. Now every elementary school kid's going to have an Oculus. All right. Serious question. Should we go in on NFT?
Dude, yes.
I mean, a Wingin It NFT, it's an investment. We could, there's a lot of different things we could play with that. We all think it's in the future. What projects should we be looking at?
I think we need to ask our boy Omnisoul.
Oh, I've been in his DMs. Don't worry.
You're saying we should purchase one of his?
No, maybe he's got some he likes. We'll talk about it. Brendan and I've been talking about it. We'll talk in our next board meeting.
Okay, sounds good, because I think that's something I think that's great content. We get an NFT, we could just kind of be like, hey, this is ours. We all kind of collectively are in it. That way we could put in money to get a better one, combine money. And then we all reap the benefits, especially if we think it's going to go that way, right?
I still think eventually we need Joey to make Wingin It NFTs, and we have our own project. and it benefits something. It goes to Alex's charity. Come on, I've been thinking about
our charity.
Our charity.
I like that. I mean, did you guys see the kind of the blowback from the full send NFTs? Is there any further information from that? Everyone's going to call cap at some point, but what's going on there?
I saw something about what happened. They got like it was scamming people, or like people were selling fake ones or something.
I saw like they were buying their own to kind of drive up like, hey, a lot of people are buying them because they have the money, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess some dude called him out on TikTok, and then Kyle, kind of gave it life by kind of retweeting it and just be like, nah, bro, fuck nah. But that's my whole weariness of this is like, I don't want to get, are we too late to the party where we're caught holding the bag like everyone with meme stocks now?
We're early. According to Gary Vee, we're pretty early.
Yeah.
When banks and Twitter's changing their whole platform to allow it, and no one's paying them for that. It's because it's the future.
I wrote this down for core trades coming up on next month, but Kathy Wood, who again is getting rocked this past year, everyone's been rocked. She came out today and said she thinks Bitcoin's going to be 1 million by 2030.
Holy fuck. Well, dude, it's on sale right now, so maybe we just split a coin.
We could do that too.
I think it's gonna hit like $120, but not 1 million anytime soon.
Well, I mean, it'd be in 8 years theoretically. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, I could also say, yeah, I think my net worth is gonna be 20 million in 20 years. Okay, yeah, check back with me in 20 years. It's like,
dude, if I knew I had 1 million coming in 7 years, I'd be pretty happy right now.
Yeah, I'm sitting on 40 shares of the the trust fucking ETF and a mill later. But here, speaking of like crypto and like getting paid out, the NYC new mayor, this guy, I forget his name, but he's the new mayor. People are excited about it for one of the biggest cities in the world. Takes his paycheck in crypto. Now, a lot was made about Odell Beckham doing this too. And then it was like, wait a second. Darren Ravel put this out. He's like, since Bitcoin tanked, hasn't OBJ technically been playing for free this year for the Rams? But that would be like if it was like, hey, here's your contract. It's 20 Bitcoins. Oh, no, it's actually 13. But what it is OBJ taking his paycheck, turning it into crypto, and it's just a loss on an investment, not necessarily his paycheck.
Well, did he take his bonus in crypto, or did he take like all of his game checks?
The mayor or OBJ? OBJ. Everything through crypto, but it's again USD, to which, and the whole reason they announce it is because they're trying to, like, crypto wants athletes saying, hey, we're in crypto. You know, otherwise next thing, once this becomes more commonplace, no one's going to announce that. It's just everyone's going to have some form of crypto in their contracts.
Mm-hmm. I think Lil Baby was just like, recently I saw that someone was asking him if he got cash, and he's like, no, I only have crypto these days.
Yeah. And what's his name? I don't know how to say it. Ngannou took half his paycheck. Francis did, the fighter, the UFC fighter.
Francis Ngannou, yeah.
He took half of his in Bitcoin.
That's crazy.
Interesting too. Like the OBJ, like his was obviously a larger story, but I've seen probably I'd say at least 10 players that have also followed suit.
Mm-hmm.
But like linemen that you don't hear about and whatnot.
Right. I like Brady's flipping people fucking Bitcoins left and right. Last thing here, because I don't understand it, and maybe someone does, otherwise we'll move on. This is the new thing that I'm starting to see, right? It was first crypto, now it's NFTs. And now this is something I just don't even have a clue on. Web3? What is it?
I don't think I've ever heard. What is Web3?
Dude, it's
Metaverse.
It's like the next step. It's like all like the gaming. I think it's like.
So is it the metaverse, or is it kind of something adjunct adjacent to it?
Dude, we got it. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, from my understanding, which is following along, right? But from my understanding, it's basically going to set the infrastructure so that what you know of the internet now, it's going to be allowed to be built on that. So the Web3 is probably just like, at its simplest, like extra code and then
for like a whole new internet, like an even vaster system.
Yeah, like there's going to be something like on there, like they want something to take over Google that like can't take data from us, like take our like.
It's going to be like the show Person of Interest.
Yeah, like how Google's getting in trouble for all that shit. Like it's supposed to like we be in control. I don't know, like some blockchain shit. I don't know. I have a good person down here. If we want to do a full crypto episode, we could have a guest. But
we'll keep an eye on that. I like that. That's in the works. Let's get a Euphoria update. Alex, you don't like the show?
So I'm loyal, like I'm doing it. I'm watching it, and I don't disagree. The shots, the like cinematics of it is great. The actors are really enjoyable to watch, but
there's just some interesting shit.
You're not fucking with the script.
Well, yeah, that's what it is I think I'm just still in the first few episodes where they're developing stories and whatnot. So I'm trying to get through that, but like I'm watching it, semi enjoying it, but like I texted you all, I was like, I just don't know if I fuck with this.
It's definitely not for everyone. It's very off the wall. Like,
well, and it's like you just said, it's very off the wall. There's a ton of random stuff they'll throw at you, and sometimes I'm just left thinking, I'm like, is this going to come back, or is this just going to kind of like scar me for life?
Yeah, I mean,
oh no, it'll all come back.
But literally, like someone just smacks you across the face, and it's just like, whoa! You just like haven't seen a show like this. You're like, just so many different kinds. You're like, damn.
Will update though, it is not safe for work content.
Oh yeah, you have to like, you gotta be careful where you're watching it. You're on an airplane, or you're turning around. You're like, Jesus Christ, who's watching this scene with me?
And season 2 is worse too. They've really embraced the explicit content.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, where it's just like, because I get they're like trying to enlighten us about the change that is going through people, and especially young people. And I may be totally ignorant on this, but what is her name? Jules? Did I just totally miss out? Is she trans?
Yes, in the show and in real life.
Yeah.
Okay. I had zero idea. Like that was this latest episode where they're doing like they're kind of talking about it, and then she takes a piss in the street. I was like, what?
You didn't know till season 2?
Season 2. Bro, I got duped. I was literally like, I mean, I couldn't believe it.
That's news to me, but dude, I kind of see it.
That's news to you.
Dude. Now I'm like,
so here's the thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they kind of tell you very
subtly, and I'm just like, it's like it's enlightening me about. It's trying to ease the conversation about, hey, Dylan, this is so normal now.
Yeah,
Dylan, we rewatched season 1 with someone who had seen it before and did not know it either. But if you go back and watch season 1,
now it's like
the whole time he was like, how the fuck did I not see that? Like you.
No, again, I'm gonna have to go back and just like, wait a second, what? Because now this whole love triangle is like, what? How? Where's going? What's happening here?
Yeah, it's now that you guys say that, the like psychiatric scene kind of makes a little bit more sense to me. But
I'm gonna have to go back. And the last thing I had is now the show is so popular that obviously it's trending on Twitter all the time. Young people are into it. It's critically acclaimed. I send, who the guy that plays Nate, he's going on Jimmy Fallon. And it was just odd to see like Gen Z with late night TV. Like, did this guy even know who Jimmy Fallon was? Like, there's no way he's watching the Jimmy Fallon show or anyone Gen Z.
Yeah.
They're going on the Sync Cup.
I also you sent me that TikTok. I didn't realize he was Australian.
Yeah, he's Australian, or I thought he was British, but I also didn't realize Jules was trans.
You nailed that TikTok, by the way, the one that you kind of did. I was like,
it flopped on the TikTok, so I had to fucking throw it on the gram.
Oh, bummer.
Did a little better. Fez was on a Zoom call, like talking about the show, and it was just like, Fez is literally us. Angus Cloud is literally us. He's just like, what'd you say?
Dude,
yeah, I don't know. Like, he was just not having it. Okay,
that's how Klink's gonna get a job. Our guest later on,
literally,
he's
it's everyone gets discovered. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll talk to him shortly. I'm just wrapping up here, and then we'll get some tea, winging it. Austin's a busy man. We're going to get him back next week, hopefully, as well. But we got Brendan, Alex, and Jack Duncan with us. I just binged the first season of Goliath with Billy Bob Thornton. Yeah.
My mom loves that show. She told me to watch it.
Season 1's great. And I heard it tails off, but I binged season 1. It was fantastic. And like, it just got me thinking, first of all, Billy Bob Thornton's he's great in Fargo that first season.
I think I started it. It's when he's like the alcoholic attorney, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's just like lawyer shit was kind of fascinating to me. I never watched Suits, but Suits is interesting. And it's just like how rich and powerful it can be, but also how like low it can be if you're struggling, like if you're just trying to chase bail bonds and shit. How corrupt it could be, like Ghislaine Maxwell, like, and the shit that was going on in the show. I was just like, wait a second, what the hell? Could higher up people just buy shit, and like even judges, and we just don't even know, and they just push stuff? And how scary would it be for you to be against like a team of lawyers or like a company, and our legal department will be talking to you?
That's like I watched The Jinx since you last, I don't know, a couple episodes back, and I really like that show, but it kind of talks to what you're saying. Just you can get yourself. What? Yeah, it's just wild.
That Netflix one, Making a Murderer, is also. It's like, how does the judicial system? It's like, how is it this corrupt? But it's like, what, all the main jobs are hogging all the TV shows. Doctors, lawyers, finance, secret agent. We have to have a fucking NCIS Hawaii. Where's the love for the electricians? Construction worker sitcom on CBS every Wednesday.
Oh,
we need that.
You got a good idea there.
We'll create it. I mean, I'm just looking for niches that we could possibly do that's a little bit different.
The things I see on my construction sites are freaking ridiculous, dude.
Like there's something there. Like you can do something. Yeah. You can turn that into a show. Okay, last thing for me, wildfires in January. Crazy. I think it ripped through like eastern Colorado, maybe California. It's just insane. And then just this headline that alarmed me. Female Japanese snow monkey who lives in a nature reserve violently overthrows 3 males and her own mother to move up the ranks and become the first female alpha leader in the reserve's 70-year history. Violently overthrew. Remember when Brendan thought he could take a chimp? Like I'm picturing like limbs hanging around, just like one chimp just taking out, 1 against 4. I somehow saw a cockfight on TikTok.
I saw that too. People are doing cockfights on TikTok now.
Yeah, here's the story. The Monkey Queen. Yeah, so it's like, holy shit, for the first female leader, but yeah, that monkey, that's crazy. Could you imagine watching like as the fucking zookeeper or reserve leader and just like watching the violence? You can't intercept it too. You're just like, oh wow.
Speaking of cockfights, this is a funny story. My mom's cousin, or some of my mom's side of the family, like her cousins, they're pretty white trash. When I was like in like middle school, we would go over to like their fucking trailer park house for a birthday. And this is in the middle of nowhere, Missouri. And we pull up, and one of the trailers, like across from my mom's cousin trailer, has a sign like right in front of it. It says cockfighting, and it's got an arrow pointing to like their backyard. And we walk in my mom's cousin's house, and we're like, hey, there's a sign that's like says cockfighting. She's like, oh yeah, they do that every Saturday. So I think cockfighting is more common than maybe we think.
Bro, that video was horrifying. It was just like, it was these two, they just dropped them. They're going at each other. It's just a full, Mexican crowd. Just like, no one was even cheering. The one rooster killed the other, and everyone's like, yep, ref just came in and like picked it up. I love the people in the comments where it's like TikTok security be like, and it's just a blind guy. All right, that is it for me. Let's get some tea with Jack D, and then we'll wrap up with some good stuff from our guy, Klinkhammer.
Let me jump in there, Jack. What book do you start for this month?
What?
Did you start a book?
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm reading a book. I'm reading the Will Smith book, his biography.
Okay.
All right, keeping you in check here.
I was just telling Dylan. I mean, I need to keep reading it. I'm only at the end, like when he just became a DJ, like from his childhood. He's like 17, but we're like 4 chapters in. But I appreciate you holding me accountable. I'm
with you, dude, because Zeller's, sorry to cut you off, but yeah, Zeller sent me back with a book, and I've set it down after like, I don't know, 5-6 chapters, and that inspired me to get my reading down. But next question was going to be, how's dry January going? We're almost done here. By next episode, you'll be liquid.
Yeah, what are you boys doing? You're almost wrapped up,
dude. We've honestly,
tough.
Yeah, I mean,
stuck through it though.
Yeah, I mean, it's Platt's had his mulligan. I mean, it's sucked, like just like sitting around, but like it hasn't been that bad. I've been taking advantage of it, like, you know, going to the gym, trying to like be healthier, like eating stuff like that, just with being no alcohol. So
it is great not being hungover every Sunday.
Yeah.
And
some money.
It's so much easier to keep like a gym regimen.
It's probably helped with this month of work, I'd say, as well.
Yeah.
Dude,
I feel more mental clarity.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Maybe next January.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, I think I kind of like it because like after you indulge in the holidays and then you get like so obliterated on New Year's Eve.
Like a reset.
It's a reset. Yeah.
So, yeah, there was definitely one that I got into the Modelo's a bit too hard there, and then I had like a freaking I just had to go to I got to get a new registration appointment, which is at 8 a.m. I wake up, I was like, "There's no fucking way in hell I could do this." I just blew it off. I was like, "I'll go back again."
Yeah,
I'll add to it though. Something that sparked since last week. I'm trying to do the cold showers and the morning workouts.
We've been doing morning workouts.
But I've tried cold showers and I cannot do it. I literally, once I turn the water to cold, I can't last for more than like 3 seconds without turning it back to warm.
I feel you. My method is I steam it up so much. Like I get it as hot as it can go for about a minute. Before I get in when it's like all steamy, and I go cold for as long as I can, which sometimes, like you said, it will just.
Oh, and then you just get out. Okay.
Have you seen any benefit from it? Because I've been.
To be honest, yes. I feel so. I work out. I hit like a 45-minute workout, and then I try and hit my cold shower. And I will say my mental clarity is there. Like
I'll literally hit one tomorrow morning and report back.
Yeah, keep us posted.
Yeah.
So I think it's benefiting my like day-to-day, but the morning workout regimen is detrimental to like 2:30 p.m.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of regimens, my regimen has changed miraculously. Male grooming, Manscaped changed my life. I'll tell you, I've never felt so safe shaving my sack in my life. I'll tell you that much right now. It's got a flashlight.
Dude, mine
the lawnmower.
It's got a flashlight.
It's got a flashlight. Like I got it for Christmas, dude.
I had one. Shit's broken.
Did you?
Yes, and I'm missing it right now. But like, it's they're expensive though.
I got Kelsey was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" I was like, "Fuck, Manscaped, bro." I could not even tell you what I was using before. Like it was basically the equivalent of a rusty knife. Like I was trying to, I was basically just trying to get after it with just this fucking terrible tool, where I was afraid to do it. But Manscaped, I'm telling you, they get like ball deodorant and shit.
Yeah, I got some. It's heat.
We tried to describe what it's like to a girl once, like recently, and we all ended up just being like, it's the worst thing ever. Like to shave.
Not exactly, except the lawnmower. Yeah, that's my endorsement. All right, let's endorse something we do every week. It's the Tea with Jack date.
All right. A U.S. lab is freezing bodies in hope of bringing them back to life. The All-Core Life Extension Foundation will freeze a whole body for around $200,000 or just the head or brain for $80,000.
Yeah, leave me in the ground.
Yeah, that's so fucking.
I'd be
stupid.
so pissed if my parents did that instead of like leaving you money. Actually, no, we're gonna freeze ourselves and hope we come back in a new life. All right, thanks.
Yeah, dude, that's some Walt Disney shit. They also
Yeah,
like
Ted Williams.
Yeah, I'm out on that. Okay, Kanye and Antonio Brown are launching Donda Sports brand.
You know what? Screw NFTs. We're getting in on that.
It's going to be an athletic apparel line.
Dude, AB is making the rounds. Like I saw, he went on Impulsive, and Logan was like, "Dude, what the fuck? You went on Nelk first." It's like, guys, there's more content out there. You don't have to interview the same person.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Antonio Brown and Kanye West getting in like a business argument? Like how
business is booming.
Just like just the two of the most mentally ill people.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, someone on he was getting interviewed the other day, Antonio Brown, and they go, "Do you think you have mental issues?" He goes, "I got mental wealth."
It was Bryant Gumbel. Like, everyone else he's doing these interviews, no one's asking him a follow-up. Like fucking AB's doing it. He's like, yeah, they tried to send me to the loony bin, and Brian Gumbel was like, what? Like, Tampa Bay. He was like, did you just saying Tampa Bay tried to send you to a loony bin?
He's still tweeting about the fucking Bucks. He tweeted at Bruce Arians and called him a barbarian. Like he's nuts.
I guess on that note, like with Antonio Brown, I mean, I guess never mind. I was just gonna say, if you're the organization, it's like, what do you do? But it's all up in the air. Go on. Never mind.
Sad anniversary. Kobe and Gianna Bryant's passing was 2 years ago today. It's crazy. It was already 2 years.
It was like that's when we knew 2020 was going to be so shitty. We just didn't know it was going to be 20 and 21.
I remember literally, like, I was filling up a drink at Noodles and Company when someone said it to me.
Bro, it was like 9/11. You remember where you were at? I was just like, I was just in my house. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
You can't move.
Yeah. Simpsons threw out there. They had an episode with him in a chopper.
Yeah. Oh, that shit's so eerie.
That's crazy.
What's crazy too is like he was regularly traveling in a helicopter, and like the week after that, people were like, holy shit, like Kawhi Leonard's like, shit, I'm not about to fly in a chopper anymore. And then Succession made it the coolest thing in the world. It's just easy travel through fucking chopper.
Payment apps now have to tell the IRS if you get more than $600 a year. So,
bro, that's
that might throw a wrench in some gamblers' lives.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, if my mom has given me over $600 just because, like, hey, I love you, sweetie. Like,
yeah, hey, I'm wiring you some Venmo. Yeah.
Like, if it adds up to 600, are they gonna, after my taxes this year, are they gonna be like IRS fraud?
It's only if you're a business account.
Oh, really?
From my understanding. So
yeah. So
if someone just reimbursing you for something,
right?
It's not.
Yeah, just your friend over like a fucking just a week in Vegas, and all of a sudden it's taxed.
Got it. Yep. Okay, well that makes me feel better. Okay, Mexico's cartels are recruiting minors on live of Grand Theft Auto 5.
I saw that, and I didn't know if that was true.
Yeah.
Do we know how? Like, I just don't. Do you think that they're like targeting 13-year-olds and they're like people that are susceptible to it?
Yeah, brainwash them. I mean, dude, the scariest one I always heard growing up was if there's a car with its headlights off when it's at night, that's like, don't flash them because it's a cartel member in a gang initiation. He'll have to kill you or something.
What?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, screw being helpful. I'm never fucking telling someone to turn their lights on. That one's always haunted me. But then again, like I've read, like, good God, I think like Long Island had a really bad like gang problem in their high schools where like kids were getting killed. Like some kid got killed with a machete like a couple of years back. And yeah,
dude, it's happening here in Denver. We've got the past year, there's been like 3 or 4 like gang violence issues outside of like high schools in Denver or like Aurora. And the police are just like opening an investigation, because it's like it's clearly not the students as much, but
Right.
it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Damn. Kanye West believes he should get a cut of what the paparazzi makes for using his image ever.
Of course he does.
But like the paparazzi is the biggest scam in the world. It's crazy. All those videos of Justin Bieber like trying to interact with him, just like, dude, man, can you just get the camera out of my face? And he's like, oh, sorry, Justin. You know your fans, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, they were like to Addison Rae. They're like, how do you feel that so and so said your movie was the worst movie ever made in the world? And she's like, okay.
Look at her face. He's like, oh, you're crying. Why are you crying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it because of Bryce? Do you think that's why you're openly weeping in front of me?
Metro Boomin says he will be dropping 100 songs this year.
Is that too much?
It might be, but he's pretty fire, so hopefully they're like.
Well, I mean, he works with a lot of different artists, so it could try.
Like Gucci Mane, I now like resonate with. This dude puts out like an album every 2 weeks and it has 30 songs of just the same sounding shit. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I like you for the rapper you were, but this volume is killing me.
Yeah.
Okay, Squid Game season 2 is apparently gonna start the Squid Game universe. So they're gonna make all different content off it, like all different spinoffs and stuff like that.
Sorry, I missed the party. I haven't watched it. I am out. I feel like the sizzle is gone away from that show. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it won't. Look what Tiger King 2 did, except for you guys in the Long John Silver crowd.
Well, it's like I feel like when a show, for example, like Breaking Bad season 1 came out, everyone was like up for season 2. No one's really talking about like season 2 of Squid Game, even though it's so popular.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like it had its moment in time and it almost passed, even though they tried to capitalize it.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage, who's he plays Tyrion Lannister. He plays the dude in Elf. I don't know
I think he's a dwarf, little person.
Amazing actor.
Yeah, little person, I believe, is the correct. Well, yeah. So Disney is remaking Snow White right now with real people, and he is hot about it because he said that they're depicting the Seven Dwarfs is like depicting people with dwarfism.
Well, so it was so they're remaking Snow White, right? It's like, hey, we're redoing the M&Ms. We're redoing everything. Okay, we're gonna redo Snow White. It's with a Latina woman as Snow White, and Peter Dinklage is going, really? That's what you changed? he's like, come on. He's like, what? You don't change the dwarfs too? It's like, all right, please.
Okay, this is the most Tom Cruise thing ever. He's got a new movie coming out that's going to be like one of the first movies ever filmed in space, and they're building a studio in space right now for him.
Of course, Tom Cruise has to be the first to do it, and he has to do all his stunts on the moon.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a Mission Impossible, or is it just like another?
No, it's just another movie. But
one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies, which is kind of like, it's like spacey, it's like futuristic, Oblivion, which does not get any love whatsoever, and it's one of my low key favorite movies.
Yeah.
Let's watch.
Check it out.
So they're going to build it connected to the International Space Station, and it's going to open in late 2024, and then it's going to break away in 2028 and be its own thing floating out there. So I don't know how that works.
And what, just be an asteroid or like still have service? It's like, hey, we forgot Bill. Shit.
Yeah. Okay, last couple of things. Simply Lemonade is teaming up with Miller Lite this summer to drop simply spiked drinks like seltzers.
Yum.
So those might be.
You said teaming up with Miller,
like because every beer.
Yeah, Miller owns a bunch of shit. Yeah, at first I was like, oh my, Miller has kind of that skunky taste. It's like that with lemonade, but no, it's just the brand. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just saw like 5 minutes ago, Brooks Koepka dyed his hair M&M blonde.
Why is everyone doing that now?
And then piggybacking off that, they just started filming the other day. The new Netflix series. It's like F1, but for the tour, the PGA Tour.
I'm hyped.
Players are like
that.
all in on it. It's gonna be sweet.
Who do we have? Oh God! First of all, Jack led with Brooks Koepka died, and I was like, "What?"
Oh no!
Wow, yeah. I mean, it's funny because they got what is this? Why is he staring at us centrally in one of these pictures?
Yeah.
He has to wear a hat on tour all the time, so it's kind of like it almost defeats the purpose. Remember, didn't swimmers have to do that before, like a big meet or something, bleach their hair?
Some shit like that.
That might have been hazing, but we don't have to go there.
Fair enough.
And then last two things what to watch for sure. Ozark, where we got 2 episodes left.
Does it get better? I'm 2 in, and I'm kind of like
it gets.
TikTok.
I think it's about to start. Like,
okay,
it's gotten better. Yeah, I would say the last episode. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And then yesterday dropped a Netflix documentary about Neymar, which looks pretty cool, about Neymar's life.
Interesting.
If you're a soccer guy or not, he's just interesting and rich. And then Kanye's documentary is supposed to come out on Netflix, but he said, "I'm going to say this kindly for the last time. I must get final edit and approval on this talk before it releases on Netflix. Open the edit room immediately so I can be in charge of my own image. Thank you in advance." So
he's banging on the door.
Who fucking knows what's going on?
Damn, that's tough because it's like I want to see it, but I don't want to see it if he gets to say, "Hey, you don't get to see this." I want to know what he doesn't want us to see.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
That's all I got.
All right. Appreciate it, fellas. That's the tea with Jack D, Brendan, Alex, Jack. I'm Dylan. We'll get Austin back next week. Now let's hear a little bit more from our guy, Andrew Klinkhammer, and his journey through improv and to podcasting. All right, I'm excited to get this guy on. This is an old friend, Andrew Klinkhammer, host of Klink's Coaster, the podcast. You can find that wherever you enjoy your podcast, double K's, Klink, and Coaster. Andrew, great to get you on. I want to start with a little bit about your journey. Seattle to LA to currently Chicago. You've started a popular brand when Milk the Day. You've done improv, chased your dream in acting, and now you're in podcasting. You're creative, like we consider ourselves here. You like having content, and you're so vulnerable with your audience and personable with your audience. I really respect that from you. But a little bit about how you got to this part in your journey and then what you learned along the way.
Yeah, I mean, well, for one, thanks for having me on here. And I feel like I just got introduced like I've actually accomplished something. Like,
of course.
No, I'm kidding. Not that I think I look at when I started Milk the Day and I just struggled through trying to figure out a direction to take the brand in. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I think the whole point is like, it feels like all of the creative experimentation that I've had, the trial and error, and just like that feels like a success. And I make that joke like I've accomplished something, as if I have like, if what are the metrics, right? Are we measuring success based off followers or metric? You know what I mean? I make that joke just because it's like, to me, everything I've done has just been like a passion project and just a big creative experiment. And I think, to like give you a synopsis of like the story of that's really what my life has been since I graduated from Mizzou. It was just kind of like, I never jumped into like the traditional job or the path that I did feel that cultural pressure of like coming from Chesterfield. And like, that's kind of like what all majority of my friends are doing, right? It's like going and walking into like, a stable job, whatever that looks like. And I just like, kind of my mindset at graduating college was that job's always going to be there. I think I'll be good at it, but like, what do I actually want to do for me? Not to prove anything to anyone, but like, what is in my heart and my soul of like, what the fuck am I interested in? I was like, always been into comedy. I've always just been a natural, like, want to make people laugh. And I was like, well, now's the time to start experimenting with that and taking it more seriously in the sense of like, okay, yeah, there's plenty of ways to be creative and make a living. So like, it started with, towards the end of college, creating the Milk the Day brand. And it started with the travel banners and like the Milk the Day merch and stuff.
Right.
And then it just kind of evolved. And it was like, hey, I love this brand. I love the message, the inspiration of Milk the Day, like the root, it stems from like the Lenzins and Oliver's accident and, losing close friends in high school. It was like, made me reevaluate my mindset towards life. And it just put this fire in me to like, okay, there's no time to waste. The only thing that matters is the impact we make on other people. And it was like that formulated into like this fun Milk the Day brand. And that was kind of the inspiration behind it.
You mentioned kind of your journey there too, and it like taking a different path, right? You didn't want to get, my brother's very similar, where he just hates kind of the rigidity of, you know, just feeling stuck almost in something that you're not super passionate about. You know, I chased, you know, sports broadcasting out through the Dakotas through traditional means like radio. Now I kind of, you know, as we get older and we do trial and error and we learn what's going on, this is the digital content creation age. You know, so it was smart to get into this sphere when we did. And it's all about just, you know, going out, doing your own thing. And I mentioned how kind of your vulnerability, you talk to the audience. And I think that's a great way to build personal connection and eventually build out that audience.
Yeah. I mean, if you listen or consume any of my content, I mean, for years, the more I've learned about the importance of vulnerability in your life, it's something that I use it and I promote it because I think it's important. And I especially think it's important coming from like from a man, because it's just like, you know, like the masculine stigma of like men don't want to be perceived as weak. Therefore they, you know, aren't vulnerable because they don't want to be perceived as weak. But then there's all those complications with that of just like, it fucks up your mental health. And it's just like limits the depth of your relationships, with this. Obviously we all want to have, you know, depth within our relationship. So it's like, it just seems like the more and more I've applied it to my life and learned about it, that I've reaped the benefits of it. And it's like, it's one of the most life-changing things I've ever learned and applied in my life, actually. So like for that reason alone, I'm just like, I won't shut the fuck up about it. You know, I think it's important, you know? So,
yeah, to kind of bounce off that, actually a story, one of the first times I ever actually met you was, we were in the same fraternity in Pike, and it was just you and I in the front room late at night. And you were kind of, you know, be in like terms of vulnerability, you were like talking about how, you know, it doesn't really matter about getting a job, just be happy, stuff like that. You're also bouncing off the walls. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like he's crazy, but he's hilarious. But, you know, I don't know. I always thought you were one of the funniest people. And, you know, I wish we still had Milk the Day around. I'm still repping.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there we go.
The flag.
I was my favorite t-shirt. I'm pretty sure I've even hit you up before asking if we can get
okay. First of all, I appreciate you guys for like always, all of you have always been supportive of Milk the Day and like shit I've done, and like probably don't remember because it was like early on. I just remember like I remember talking to you at Pike and like getting fired up and passionate in that conversation, and like I've always enjoyed all of you, great energy, always supportive, and like it's just been like time fucking cooks, and I'm genuinely interested in like hearing more about like what all you guys have been working on, how your goals have changed, what your goals are now, and like it's hilarious that you still have like the Milk the Day flag, and like, hey, I can still have the vendor in St. Louis who has always made my merch, like I could still make Milk the Day merch and shit. And it's funny because every once in a while people still hit me up and they're like, yo, I still want a fucking hoodie, even though I'm not really doing the brand anymore. So we can do that. We can do that 100%.
I lost my shirt, so I need one. I need another one.
People have said that, dude. It's
Whipple, everyone, they still wear them. Like,
dude, you were talking about how you kind of let that pass, but you know, that's the thing, is you could always go back to it, because you kind of joke about, you know, what have I done? I would argue with, dude, you built like a really strong brand, like immediately out of college, that people were just like, you know, we weren't necessarily in touch because I went to Bradley, but we still followed each other, and I knew, damn, he's out there killing it. And how about taking a leap of faith and then growing that following based on just such a positive thing? Like, I thought that seriously, like, it was a huge thing. And I guess the door is always possibly open because you clearly know there was a strong audience for it.
No, absolutely. And the thing is it was genuinely like a few years of like time, effort, and energy I invested into that. And we were getting momentum. There was a very loyal, you know, audience and fan base of Milk the Day. And it was like, it was so fun. And to this day, I miss it. And it literally is, the last post I have on Milk the Day is like me ranting for 2 minutes about how hard it is for me to walk away from the brand, and how it's just what I need to do right now. But I say in there that it's not over. It's just like dormant. It's just like, we're just hitting the pause button on Milk Today. I do think there's a good chance of it being brought back to life in a different light at a different stage at a different point in my life. And it's like, I will never say, because I still live the Milk Today lifestyle. It's still how I live my life. Like, I'm through the outlet of everything that I do, like the podcast and everything. It's still like the intentions are the same. I live my life the same, and I'll find myself feeling inspired about like life. And I'm still like referencing and like feeling like the ambassador of like the milkman of Milk Today, where I'm just like, this is still, nothing's changed. And the thing I love about Milk Today, the mindset and what it's about is, no, it has nothing to do with, like when it comes to like people's having like specific religious beliefs, for example. I just think it's like this very inclusive, broad, simple message that's hard to not be aligned with, where it's like, who doesn't agree that living your life to the fullest isn't just about living it selfishly to like feel the best for you, but a lot of how we derive fulfillment from life is making a broader impact, the positive impact we make on other people, not just ourselves, right? So it's just like, I think almost everyone, why it resonates so well is it's like, it doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what age or race or whatever. It's just like, do you want to strive every day to go do it, go out of your way to make a positive impact when you can, even in the little, small, insignificant moments? And it's like, I think everyone is like, fuck yeah, milk the day, right? Like, yes. It's the same thing as seize the day, but nothing about seize the day says, like outward a little bit more. Like seize the day is like, I'm going to make the most of my day by striving to like spread positivity in an aspect. Exactly. It's just that little element of like, it's not just about me seizing the day. It's about like through spreading, good vibes,
I think I just want to add there, like it's surprising how often the milk of the day comes to mind in my daily life. And it's not just that, it's, we could go into some other brands that some of our friends have kind of gotten into, but it's that mentality that has kept so many of us like involved with it, or the idea of it, and thinking like, man, my day could be falling apart, fires everywhere, trying to put stuff out, and, just helping someone at the gas station, like that little positivity or whatever just changes everything so quickly. And it's just like, hey, milk the day. Like, remember,
it's like adulthood. We're all going through our own shit. And it's like, hey, just be positive to one another.
Yeah. Right. Real quick, with the laptop I'm recording this on, sticker.
Let's go, Jack.
Hey, come on. I'm a fan.
No, you all, dude, bro. I know you have been, dude. And I love that. Like, Alex too, like, and like all of you in different ways. And it's like, it makes me so happy that you latched onto it, and that like from the beginning, you've always like commented and followed and shared and just like been about it. And I fucking love that. And I love that you still have the stuff and are still about it. Cause I too am still about the milk today. It's just like, it's tough though. Cause like, if I had more time and I had the ability to do like a million different things, like that's frustrating as an ADHD creative person, where it's like, I mean, that's why my story of shit is so random and all over the fucking place. It's like, when I first moved to Chicago, I was like reevaluating. I was like, comedic acting, stand-up comedy. I'm doing the improv stuff. Now I started this podcast. So I pretty much started a podcast after I set Milk the Day down. Well, where I guess I'm just rambling at this point. What would you like to know about the story of it? Like, I can just give you a few random like key lessons I had from all of that, but it's like,
sure. I actually want to talk a little bit about LA and kind of experimenting with improv, and a couple things on that. First, we're talking with Andrew Klinkhammer. Check him out, Klink's Coaster, wherever you enjoy your podcasts. All right, I'm going to lump in a couple of questions here for you. First of all, what are some of the difficulties of improv that people don't normally realize, right, until you've done it? Explain to me the difference in culture between LA and the Midwest, because I heard you mention that on your podcast, and it resonated with me because I experienced that from the Northeast to the Midwest in high school. So I know like it's crazy just comparing the two.
Yeah.
And then lastly, did I hear this correctly? You didn't have a bedroom in LA. What were some of the difficulties of that, rooming with 3 people? Just
well, the immediate knee-jerk reaction is masturbation's very hard when someone's in the when someone's in the bunk above you. You don't want to rattle the fucking bunk bed. You know what I'm saying? That's the
like
most
the movie,
obvious
The Lighthouse.
way.
Yeah.
That's the quickest way to get caught jacking off is when you rattle a bunk bed, dude.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, that's one of my recurring nightmares.
Oh fuck, that's funny as hell. I forgot about that. That used to be a challenge. It was like you had to be strategic, dude. It was like, okay, my roommate's at work. You like know the schedule of like your 3 roommates. Exactly. Yeah, and I'm like, cool. Like, I guess I can go into the bathroom, and if they come home, I just happen to be taking a shit, right? It's like fucking hey, yeah, that was a pain in the ass. Never had to be so goddamn strategic, man. Like.
Right.
I would unintentionally like no fap for a week, but it wasn't because I wasn't horny trying to get one off. It was just because I didn't have an opportunity. The opportunity is like, fuck, my roommate told me he was supposed to be gone. This was my day to beat it. Now I got to wait 3 days.
It builds up. It kills you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you asked 3 questions. My memory only allows for one. What was the first? Oh, the toughest thing about improv, like some of the challenges of it. I think initially, the biggest resistance or fear people have when like I talk about, like I always encourage people to take improv classes just from a confidence, thinking on the spot thing. I think there's benefits to it no matter what the fuck you do. I don't care if you're an aspiring comedian or actor. If you're just a salesperson, the confidence of performing in front of people and like thinking on the spot helps you as a communicator, and you communicating in life is important. So I think it helps with communication and confidence. But I think the challenge is that's the biggest one. People are afraid to try it because they think I need to be witty and funny to do improv. And I'm not, and that self-critic is saying, oh, I'm not that funny. Like I wouldn't be good at it. And what I've learned about improv is, and what they'll teach in it is that you don't have to be funny. And when you try and be funny, that's usually when you're not funny and when the funniest stuff doesn't happen. It's when you naturally respond honestly in the moment. That's when the funniest shit naturally unfolds. And some of the funniest moments I've had in my classes were like, what's cool about improv is there's people of all different ages. Like there's like corporate people trying to get out of their comfort zone. Then there's like aspiring young actors. Like there's such a diverse group, which makes it funny because you have different people at different stages bringing their life perspective, and like it's fucking hilarious. And like, I don't know, I think that's what I hear from people. So I think one of the challenges is getting over the fact that you think you have to check all these boxes just to like take an improv class and just like not put so much pressure on it and just allow yourself to just experiment with it without like thinking you need to be funny or whatever. That's a big thing. What was the second question about culture?
Difference between LA and the Midwest, because now you are currently in Chicago. You liked LA, but you felt yourself wanting to get back a little closer to home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really careful to ever try and throw shade on LA just because there's some things that I didn't like about the culture compared to growing up in the Midwest, like St. Louis culture. But there's so many different fucking aspects of a culture that's why I think it would be like ignorant to try and put it all in one thing. It's like, what aspects of culture are we talking about here? Cause it's like, there's so many different things. Like
right.
In my podcast where I talked about, that being a reason why I moved to Chicago, it's all so because my goals and my priorities changed. I stopped pursuing traditional acting. I didn't need to be there for the industry. So other things that I didn't like about the culture became more important. And that was like day-to-day cultural interaction of like the kind of people I vibe with and the level of welcomingness, friendliness that you experience on a day-to-day basis, going to the grocery store, going to the gym, whatever. It's just like in West Hollywood, I feel like there was a lot of people where it's just like, you walk past people, they just they look right through you. There's no like, hi, how you doing on the side of the street? Like If you go to the store, like you just do basic everyday life shit. It is very different. And it's just like people's level of friendliness to strangers and just like the overall vibe of how how people's attitude towards to be. I really noticed, at least. And the other thing is, I'm living in West Hollywood. You move up to North Hollywood, it sounds like it's a whole different ball game up there. Like LA is like, but it's like, that's one aspect where I was like, the level of overall, how common it was to just deal with the friendliness and just the attitude of people in the small bubble of West Hollywood at times. It was just like interesting, but the creativity, the entrepreneurial spirit, the diversity, it's a melting pot of people from all over the world. People move from everywhere to go there. So it's cool. You're meeting people from all over the place. And I think I think diversity is important, because you're in St. Louis and you're in the bubble of West County. It's a bunch of white motherfuckers with the white trophy
echo chamber. Sure.
You're at the fucking country club. Fucking, at least you can beat off in that. At least you can beat your fucking dick in peace out there. Jesus Christ. I mean, that's one reason to stay in the. You should get your own.
That's why you came home. That's right. Admit it. That's why you came home. Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, like, yeah, but that's just to name some things that I liked about it. But once I took acting pursuit off the table and I realized I could do improv and I could do social media stuff in Chicago, the culture and the price of living became more of a priority, where it's like, once I took the acting off the table, it took me away. It's like, I would have tolerated those things and I keep putting effort into building myself out there, finding the right people and social circles, to making friends or whatever. Like, I would have done it if it was like, it was actually like my life dream to be an actor or whatever. It's like, you deal with those other things. But once I took that off the table, it kind of just switched. But those are a few things,
Yeah. So I guess just to kind of
answered. Yeah.
Just to kind of go back to like because you have me interested. Like, I want to take an improv class, but like,
you should. You guys, all three of you, I think already have a natural, sense of humor.
It's kind of what we're doing here a little bit,
100%.
We should do that as a podcast. We'll take a class. I'll come down to Dallas. We'll do something down there.
Dude, I'm in. Let's do it. But
saying, Jack.
Yeah. So I guess what made you realize that traditional acting wasn't where you wanted to go? And then when you did, like, what are you kind of doing right now in Chicago with improv? And I know you're a live in the moment guy, but like, I know you have dreams. Is there a goal with improv?
Yeah, dude, it's evolved and changed a lot, even in the last 6 months, because I've lived in Chicago for like 2 years. But your first question, I did like 8 months of acting classes and only 3 at-home self-tape auditions, because most auditions I would do, you memorize the script, you shoot a self-tape at home, and then you submit that as your audition. A lot of them are self-tapes. They're not like drive to the studio and do it in person. At least the first one, you shoot a video. If they get a call back, then you might go in or whatever. It was literally in my like second or third audition for like a feature film, and they came through random opportunities. Like, someone at my gym was shooting a feature film and he's like, you can audition for my film, like, we're getting funding, like, this shit's gonna happen. Like, I found out this guy Todd in the movie could be a good role for your personality. Like, here's the script, send me a self-tape, whatever. And I struggled for days and days to memorize the script and get invested in the story and like shoot the tape. And I was just like, acting was just the next thing I kind of dove into when I set Milk the Day down. But it wasn't like I moved to LA because it's my dream to be an actor on a TV show or a movie. It's not. Yeah. It's just something I wanted to try. So obviously I didn't have a massive dedication to pursuing acting anyway. So I just scratched the surface with taking a bunch of classes. But it was when I was doing that self-tape, I was struggling. I realized it's a weakness of mine, memorization. So I already hate the process of trying to memorize shit, but I also realized I just didn't have enough of a desire, because I just didn't really care. I was like, okay, like, I put in all this work and I despise the process. I don't want to even get past this adversity of doing this one role so that I can do this feature film, so that I already know I don't want to do the next one. It's like, I immediately knew, I was like, this would be a fun experience. And I think I would want to do some smaller budget projects. And like, it'd be fun to act in a role. Granted, I guess the role I was auditioning for wasn't much of a comedic role. There were certain elements that would make me more interested and have more of a desire, but I don't know. Then I had to be really honest with myself because I had romanticized and started to fantasize when I was in my acting classes. And like, I thought I had potential for it. And I started getting better at acting. And I was like, I think I could be good at this, but how interested in am I? And I clearly didn't get very far when I was like, after that audition, I sent the tape in. I was like, I hope he doesn't even like it because I don't really give a fuck. But anyway, even when I set the acting down, I was like, I feel like it could come back. I feel like if I ended up doing stand-up or if improv school leads to comedic acting in the future, I think there's other ways for it to come back where I'm in a different place and I have a different desire. Like, I'd never say that I couldn't end up pursuing acting again. I think I would primarily want to pursue comedic acting, but that's kind of when I run into that. But I had to be honest with myself because I think there was a part of me that like hung on to this, like just that fucking Hollywood fantasization dream of like acting is this amazing thing. And they're like, at the end of the day, it all comes down to the process, because if you don't enjoy the process or find a way to enjoy it, you're not going to last. And it's like, but there's nothing wrong with I'm so glad I got 8 months into acting classes and 2 auditions in to go, fuck it. Not right now.
Yeah.
But I had to get there, right? I couldn't sit there and I wonder how much I'd like acting. I wonder what it'd be like to take an acting class in LA. I wonder what it'd like to be shooting an self-tape. I did it. And then I said, fuck it. So cross it off the list, put it in the fucking parking lot of things that I've tried. And then it's like on to the next thing. And we're doing narrowing shit down. It's like,
right. Yeah.
And then I naturally was like, I want to start a podcast. And then I occasionally make those, and I'm not putting any expectations on it because I don't have but this leads into your next thing. What's my current goal? Continue to train at Second City. I'm about to finish level 5 at Second City. Then audition for the conservatory program is another year, which Connor O'Neill, Connor O'Neill.
Yeah, no shit. You're that. Keep going.
I was just gonna say I've reconnected with him, and he's like 3 classes ahead of me. He made it in the conservatory. He's training in the conservatory, so it's been fun reconnecting with him and kind of learning about the program. But my goal is to go as far as I can at Second City in the improv program, and then what I'm realizing is that leads to certain things. If you're top tier, one of the most talented people, you could maybe be a regular at main stage performing regularly at Second City, or you could be with a Second City performing team where you're traveling around doing improv shows. And then there's like different levels of performing teams at Second City. And it's like, I don't know, even if I could do that, I don't know if it's something I would want to do, perform, right? Because it's a lot of work, not a lot of pay. Like it'd really be a huge commitment. I don't know if I'll be good enough to do that. 2, I don't know if I want it when I get there, but one thing's for sure, I love improv so much as a hobby that I just can't get enough of it. So I'll go as far as I can at Second City, but I've also learned being in the improv community here, there's like 2 other really popular improv schools that do training. So when I'm done at Second City, regardless of how far I make it, I'm going to jump into the Annoyance. They do great classes. They do a different style of improv, and I would just get more training. I'd get better and I'd get to do more improv. So like, I just know I'm going to live here and do as much improv as possible. And starting to perform on Sundays with friends from class. Like we have like kind of like an improv team, and they do like improv open mics similar to like what they do with stand up. And you can just go do like a 10-minute improv set. And that's been fun. So my goal right now is I'm working this software sales job. It's challenging. I'm making more money. It's fun. I genuinely like this software sales job, which is cool. And then just doing a fuckload of improv and occasional podcasts. But I'm in the midst of like figuring out the next priority and like formulating these goals, like we could talk in 6 months, and just like fucking 6 months ago, it was like, I thought I was going to be a fucking YouTuber, dude. When I first moved here, I was occasionally doing the Clinks Coaster podcast. And then I randomly was like, I'm going to go all in on making weekly YouTube videos. And I was kind of inspired by like one weekly vlog. I was like, I could just document my life for a week and just like collecting a bunch of shit, then trim it down to an episode similar to like maybe like a David Dobrik, where it's like every week I just put out an episode of my life that's like a vlog. And I experimented with it for like a month. I made YouTube videos, and they didn't end up really being vlogs. They were just like, I would just make a random video. But And then all of a sudden I was like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. And I just stopped. So
I mean, that's good. And I just touching base, like to sum up, it's really just what we've talked about in the past, Clink, where just finding what's fulfilling for you. And like you can take a step back sometimes and realize, hey, I might be making 6-7 figures at this job, but I don't love it. And like when you talk to people that try something, go on to the next, and like, I don't know, just learn from their experience. Typically those people are happier in life and more fulfilled because they, I don't know, set down the checkbook or whatever it is, and they're not worried about it, and they're worried about being happy and everything. But I wanted to kind of use that as a transition to something we talked about briefly, but it's rock life. Can you tell me a little bit about rock life?
Dude, that was so funny. All right. I love that you picked that off the list for me to just riff on real quick. Let's do it. So I thought of this concept of like, honestly, it's just like an idea, almost like a concept for a brand just called Rock Life, which is essentially just this idea that I've formulated recently when I was just ranting about like, you know how when you're just going through the rotations of life and then you like find yourself being stressed out about like your job and like what's right in front of you happening in the moment, and you forget like how big the world is and how you're just like how fascinating it is that we're even existing, and that like you get so zoned in on right here. So like sometimes when I need a refresh on my perspective and I'm like stressed out about small things that are rather smaller, like first world problems, or just like feeling lot, I have literally done this as like a thought exercise where I'm sitting there and I just kind of reminisce on like travel places I've been where you feel really small. Like you look at an amazing view and you're sitting there in this like euphoric feeling of like, dude, like life is insane. Like, look at this view. I'm so fucking tiny. And like, this is like, I'm one little person on this giant fucking planet. And the whole concept of rock life was basically saying like, dude, every once in a while, almost daily, I'm trying to have like a practice now where I'm just like, I just zoom out. Like I just keep zooming out like they do in those movie scenes with like a drone where it's like, now you see, we're in my apartment. Now we zoom out. Now you see the apartment complex. Now you see the subdivision. Now you see it. And then you just realize how fucking small you are and then you just like, just literally, my whole mindset's like, just literally be fascinated by existence in itself and find like all the complexities that we have no answers or clarity around, just being fascinated by life. Because I'm literally fascinated by existence in itself. So like rock life is the mindset of like, yo, we're on a spinning rock in outer space, and everyone's out here trying to figure out a philosophy like, how did this happen? Like, what did God and Jesus? And it's like, hey, believe whatever the fuck you want. I'm out here trying to learn everything about it too. Yeah. But we're on a rock in outer space. So like, really, fuck it. You know, like we're on a rock. So we're on a rock. We're on a rock.
We got limited time.
Okay.
We got limited.
No time to argue with all the bullshit.
Like,
we're on a fucking, just every once in a while, hey, dude, like chill the fuck out. We're on a rock. You know what I mean? It's like we are on a rock right now in the middle of outer space, just floating. So
Andrew Klinkhammer, we appreciate your time. I want to get you out of here with this. Again, Klink's Coaster. Check out the podcast. We'll also throw this up on Instagram and tag you there. Something you could tell your younger self if you had the opportunity to. I could start by going with me, and then we'll get your answer there. I would tell myself just like, don't be afraid to do you. Take chances. Something I'm starting to realize now, just looking at where the world has changed, is like, remember when all our parents were like telling us to be afraid of social media? Now it's like they're telling us, wait, you have to be proficient in social media. You know, I would like, obviously don't be a cockhead on social media, but don't be afraid of it. Like utilize it. That's something I definitely would have told myself. But, you know, I'm sure it's similar with your journeys. Like, you know, I was in bumfuck nowhere, North Dakota, but I still wouldn't change that for a second because it helped shape me to where I'm still forming this journey, you know, overall.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. That's a great one.
I can go off of that too. Like what you just said, Dylan, kind of trusting yourself and whatnot. whole reason I'm here right now is because I'm trying to challenge myself to get involved with stuff that I don't do in my daily life when I'm behind a desk doing engineering, whatnot, and it's boring and I don't get to use like these personable skills that we all have and get to challenge myself really in a whole nother aspect.
I love that.
I guess telling myself would be go out of your comfort zone, challenge yourself.
And we've all taken leaps in new cities too. Jack now in Dallas, and take us home. Andrew Klinkhammer here. What would you tell your younger self?
I feel like I've been attacking the whole like getting out of the comfort zone and whatever. I would say just like try and take a little bit of the pressure off, remove some unnecessary pressures and surrender to some of the control and let things develop naturally. And that's what the pandemic's really forced me to do because I hold myself to high standard and I put a lot of pressure on myself. Again, we're on a fucking rock. You know, so it's a give and a take, right? Like you can be hard on yourself, but sometimes there's unnecessary pressure. But yo, after this, text a chat, Alex, because I have your number. Text a chat with all of us. I want to hear more about where the fuck you guys are. What the fuck? This is the Wingin It podcast, right?
This is Wingin It podcast. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. I fucking live for having conversations like this. This is fun as fuck, and like I want to fucking have you guys on Coaster if you guys are down.
Last thing I want to say is whatever. I know you'll keep changing, doing what you're doing, Klinkhammer, but I think you definitely got to keep inspiring people and talking because you have a very unique, positive perspective on life. So I think you could definitely go far off just that for sure.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you stopping by. Yes, we'll stay in touch and maybe we'll do an every 6-month check-in. We'll cut it up like a couple of mentions here.
Absolutely.
Good stuff, my man. Appreciate it.
Hey.